Hi, I'm Justin Thompson with the Yes Group. Today we're going to talk with Brad Stoeckel from Hatco about their to-go solutions for restaurants, food service operators everywhere. This is an extremely exciting category for Hatco as it's something they're really, really good at and been doing for a long time and have expanded upon. Prior to COVID and now with COVID, this is becoming more and more relevant for our operators. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Brad Stoeckel. All right, welcome, Brad. Thanks for
Justin,
joining me.
thank you.
I appreciate it. So, I want to talk to you about the to-go products you guys have developed and have been developing prior to COVID, and now with COVID, coming up with some unique ideas as well to help our restaurateurs and partners out there. So, thank you for joining us. Everyone who doesn't know Brad is the territory sales manager for Hatco Corp, based out of Sturgeon Bay and Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes,
Brad.
don't let the palm tree with lights fool you. I am in Milwaukee. This is just how I roll. Thanks, Justin, for having me.
Feliz Navidad.
Mm.
So Brad, prior to COVID, super excited to see a product you guys were working on and working with a couple of our larger customers to try to get some test units out there, and that was with our locker system.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit about the lockers and why we were building this prior to COVID.
Well, we had heard from customers, great and small, that with the advent and, of course, increased popularity with delivery, third-party delivery drivers or any delivery drivers trying to grab the food from a food service establishment before they could bring it out to the customers themselves, that a lot of times they would have to go in through the normal door or stand in line, the typical line within the restaurant, waiting to pick up the food that they might be able to see right there. They didn't want to jump in line or anything such as that. And this locker really helps that segment out, as well as, like you said, because of the COVID crisis, it also has expanded itself, lends itself well to other areas in food service as well. But going back to the original intent, really was to help delivery or even pickup drivers or customers coming in just to pick up their food as well, to be able to have paid and already just grab and go with that food product that would be ready for them in the locker. And what the locker provides, ours are either ambient or heated. So if you have hot product, it's keeping it nice and warm in that locker. And it also provides security. So nobody could take the wrong order or steal your food or grab a French fry out of the bag, whatever it is, it's locked up until the person that has ordered it gets there, puts in their code on the touchscreen. The locker then unlocks, they're able to grab their food and safely exit.
So, it's kind of interesting when you guys came up with it. I didn't really realize how much of an issue this was till we started talking to some of our customers. And,
Right.
We pulled up some interesting things. Went to Reddit and did some, just a simple Google search of cutting in line or DoorDash or UberEats or Postmates cutting in line. And it's amazing, the stories that start floating up. So, like here's one on Postmates. They're just even asking. They don't even know their own protocols. Can I cut in line? Can I not cut in line? I did cut in line. Everyone yelled at me. This one that's on the screen, this is from 2 years ago. And
Yep.
I mean that's prior to COVID. This is a problem that's actually been going on, and yeah, I really had no idea until you guys started working on this and started talking about how customers were
Right.
starting to ask, how are we going to deal with this? Because you don't want, obviously these people disrupting your business,
Mm-hmm.
but you do want the business.
Exactly. Of course,
So,
everybody wants the business that's there.
right,
But it is, line jumping or anything like that. It's real. People don't want to get yelled at. They don't want to just run up to the front, grab their food, and go and have others in the back not really realize what they're doing. So it was that, neat, orderly, maybe take the to-go or the pickup orders off to a separate area, which now they could place those food orders
right,
securely without fear of theft or anything, or tampering, even more importantly, with those food products until the driver or the customer themselves was there to pick it up. This
right.
it was looking to solve one problem, and it kind of evolved when COVID came around as even a safer solution yet for people to pick up their food and not have to queue all together, stand in line all together, especially with that distancing that is required.
Yeah, so just get into this a little bit more on this locker itself, because it's a pretty cool little piece that you guys have developed. So you have it available in multiple different sizes. You got this countertop version. We have
Mm-hmm.
a built-in version and a floor mount unit. The built-in locker was intriguing to me. Now, being in Minnesota, I don't know if it's going to work in a lot of ways it gets intended to, but we can be pretty creative on the design side. But from my understanding, you guys are talking about putting this so you could actually do an exterior wall and have those
Not
drivers or customers come up to the outside of the building?
Not yet. We're moving in
Okay.
that direction because ever since coming up with this, and you'll see the glass panels that are the doors are not insulated right now. It's single pane. So of course, yes, living in the northern part of the U.S., it would be a big challenge, especially with the elements. But that has been
Hmm.
one of the greater requests, I should say, is we want to install this to where the workers never have to go outside and the customers or the pickup people, whoever it is for that food, never have to truly physically go inside the establishment, and it could be a true pass through from an inside to an outside. Right now, what it's designed for is perhaps if there's a counter, let's say, maybe it's a QSR or something such as that, and there's a counter. Next to the counter, they want to put a floor mount or even a wall mount next to the counter itself, to where the food service people do not have to go around the counter to truly physically interact with the customer themselves. This can be a pass-through or a wall pass-through as well.
Okay.
But we are moving in that direction, as we always do, per customer request,
Sure.
of what can we have that would brave the elements on one side and be an indoor unit on the other side. I think that's just natural, progression with this unit.
Awesome. So with these units, you did allude to it previously, the how this thing works.
Mhm.
But I mean, you have this LCD or LED display on this side. On the operator side, or on the kitchen side, or the employee side, you have a different LED screen, right? So they can
Sure.
interact and whatnot. So, want to explain a little bit about how that works?
Absolutely. So when an order comes in, the boy, let me start that one over. Get a few more ums in here,
That's
huh?
plenty. I all the time. Should be my middle name, Justin Thompson.
Yeah, well, should be all ours. Mine happens to be Tito's these days, or that side, I guess.
Perfect.
Uh,
That's it's my brother
but
Tito. Okay, Michael.
exactly, changing the middle name. So the controls work such in regard to the operator side. When they load a locker, each locker is numbered 1 through, can be up to 12 lockers in our largest system right now. When that locker is loaded, they can then input a person's name, Justin. Your order's in locker number 1, and they type Justin on the keypad for locker number 1, and then they will also input the code as well. And that code will then be texted to you by the operator as well. So when you get there and you see your name on the customer side display, obviously it means your order is ready and waiting. Tap your name, type in your code, locker unlocks. They're magnetic locks that are on there. They're very strong, very difficult, almost impossible, very difficult to break into those lockers, so nobody can snag your French fries or anything else that's in there. But at that time, the locker unlocks, and then it essentially deactivates when it realizes the customer has picked up their food product itself. It will deactivate and become an available locker once again to be filled from the user's side as well.
So each one of these locker cubbies, they're heated or ambient, correct?
Yes, you can have them either way, heated or ambient. You can order the units just all ambient, but actually, that might be a lie. You could probably take that one out. You can set them. You can set them to be either heated or ambient, and they do take a little bit of time, like
Hmm.
anything using conductive heat. that will take a little bit of time to heat up. So typically we see, for example, in some universities that have brought these in to set up in their cafeterias, actually blocking the doorways of cafeterias so the cafeteria workers can fill them. Then the students at the universities, after they've placed their order, can come in and pick up their food product. They'll have each individual locker setup, typically one as ambient, one as heated, knowing that the customer or the end user, the person that had ordered the food, might have products in a couple lockers. They've got their hot food in one, and in the other one, there are the beverages.
Okay. Well, awesome. Totally makes sense.
And this whole control with us is evolving as well. One thing that people had requested also was touchless operations. So keep your eye out. This is definitely evolving as we go, and we may have ways that this will be touchless operation, all magic and such,
Sure.
for the consumer on their end, so they don't actually have to come up and touch the screen in order to get their food product, thus reducing the possibility of cross-contamination.
So we're not obviously the first one to market with an idea like this. There's others out there that have been doing this. The others that I'm aware of all have a software component to it or a licensing component to it, right? Where, yeah, I own this locker, however, to really make it work, I'm writing a check every month, every year, whatever it happens to be, as a software as a service type function. How is Hatco going about that for our customer base?
We will gladly accept monthly checks after this has been.
That goes for me too, but yeah, I don't know what's going to set
my name, number, and home address up if that helps facilitate those payments. However, we like to look at it as just a sale of a piece of equipment. That's what we're good at. That's what we're doing here. We do have engineers that will help assist in integrating the system into POS systems or anything such as that within the facilities. It takes a little bit of work to really integrate them, but we do have them. I wish I could speak in greater detail about this, but
Sure.
I'm just a sales guy. I mean, it's not that I don't care about the product, I do, but when you start getting into the software and everything about these, it starts creeping above what I could speak semi-intelligently about.
Well, you could just, as a sales guy, you could just say it'll do whatever the hell you want. Just buy it.
I could lie about it. You're right. But,
I appreciate that you don't, though. I like to keep this on the up and up.
Yeah. Then we're going to be changing my name on here. Don't call me. Call one of my cohorts.
That's the reason I put your name on there.
Yeah, thanks. Could have been Mr. Hatco.
It's STOE.
But it does. It integrates. We're looking at different softwares as we go. As a matter of fact, I just got a 18-page document yesterday to go over really what the control and the software and everything on these things really does entail. It's some light reading, but it is more in depth as we move forward, because not only just with the locker system itself, but as you've seen with all food service equipment, preparation equipment, holding equipment, it's all getting smarter. There's more software integration into them, whether it's the timers or the system of just to program it, whatever it is, they're all becoming smarter. So we need to educate ourselves on these.
Yeah, without a doubt. As far as customization on these units, because we're building these in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, and Hatco you do your own powder coating, right? And you powder coat a ton of equipment out there. You got some really cool colors going on for this, available for the customers, and some of the colors that they may be buying already from us. Any type of customization on these? I mean, or is we just right now focused on our core colors? What does that look like for a customer?
We always like to focus on our core colors, but we know that if somebody has a true and deep need for a custom color, we can typically accommodate that as well. As long as we can match that color through our system, there's a mild or a small upcharge that's nominal, just essentially to cover that color that we're going to bring in-house to paint the piece of equipment itself. But yes, we are fairly flexible in that regard.
Okay, awesome. So a couple other things. Anything on lockers that I'm missing? Obviously this isn't scripted. It's just you and I, shoot the
Yeah.
breeze on it. Is there anything that you feel that people should know about on this locker system that we haven't covered?
No, I think we've covered it all very well on this. I would say keep tabs on Hatco and our locker system because this is an evolving product line. Where or the market we were designing it for obviously has evolved, so has this locker, and it's going to continue to do so. We came to market in our eyes, on our side, quicker than what we had intended, but the pandemic kind of pushed us in that direction where the market needed it quicker than what we had anticipated originally. It's out there. It works. It's a great product. It's Hatco. It's built in Wisconsin. Nice, sturdy product as always. But just like all of our products, this one will continue to evolve as well and just get better with time.
Sure, sounds great. So also, this is one product of many that Hatco produces to resolve this issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a unique way of doing it. It's probably safer to
Right.
the consumer than any other product that we have, but it's not our only solution. A couple of years ago, you developed a heated shelf system. I'm going to pull up here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So this heated shelf to-go system was introduced 2-3 years ago now.
It was a good thought that we had back then, and once again it was showing the reps and select customers, here's what we're thinking of, what's the
Mhm.
market look like, and again, the pandemic kind of pushed us into getting to market a bit quicker just by customer demand, needing
Mhm.
something like this. So once again, heated shelves, up to 5 shelves, as you can see there on the picture itself. Nice little touchscreen digital control. So each shelf can be individually temperature controlled, and each shelf also has a timer built into it on that touchscreen control. So if it
Yeah.
is more bulk product or anything, that's waiting to go out to a cafeteria style served buffet or something like that, you can have a timer on there when it's time to get rid of the product, when it's time to rotate, whatever it is. Just to say, that timer is pretty intuitive. It's built right in the control and very easy to use. This product obviously can be modified as well. You see it here in the larger picture as a pass-through product with an open end. We can close the end, we can close one of the sides if it's going up against a wall or anything such as that, just to make it more conducive for what the operator really needs. It's
Okay.
not as pretty as the locker, and it is open, so anybody can kind of grab and then
Right.
go.
Yep.
It does serve its purpose. This
Yep.
is, I would say, more back of the house, if you will, rather
Sure.
than a customer end user truly enacting with it. Although it can be that as well. We can take it out of that stainless format that we see it and hit it with those designer colors that we're able to powder
Right.
coat in so
Yeah.
readily.
It's so funny. And I love our colors. I think more people need to take advantage of it. And we offer all these colors because our customers in the food service side like them and don't
Hmm.
want to see the stainless because the stainless is very industrial or institutional. But yet, if it were for the home, everyone would demand stainless.
That's exactly it. You look back years ago, everything, all the appliances in the house were not stainless. They
Right.
were painted, powder coated, what it was, and it was all stainless in the commercial. And that is totally flipped. All of
And
us in
then,
the
right.
commercial side know why we don't want it stainless. It's cold,
Hmm.
it's institutional, and you'll see
Right.
every fingerprint in the world that is on
Right.
that thing. I
Exactly.
love the powder coated. It lasts, it's durable. Our powder coating actually has an antimicrobial feature in it. So
Hmm.
microbes or anything such as that cannot
Yep.
build up or survive on the surface of it. That's something new that we started last year as well, adding that into all of our powder coating. So it's a bit safer out there for the consumer
Sure.
and
Yep.
just looks a heck of a lot nicer, in my opinion, than that standard cold stainless steel.
Right, right, right. Which, serves its purpose and is wonderful and has been great forever. But yes, all the colors are absolutely phenomenal to be able to have. And we see a lot more of the consumer base out there, the commercial consumer base out there requesting that.
Exactly.
So also on To Go, you guys have put together a brochure for this that we just ran into, and I will put a link
Excellent.
on the YouTube page so that they can get to this as well. Uh, so it covers the locker, it covers the shelves of the first two primary pieces. Obviously,
Sure.
that's a big focus for us, but there's a number of things you guys have developed for COVID, whereas utilizing a heated well, where buffets right now really aren't getting utilized, but if it was a prepackaged type product like what's being shown here, you could still use that heat from the well, use that countertop surface that you have, not invest a lot of money to try to pivot your business by simply getting these well covers on here.
Yeah, those well covers were a great design, a great offering that we came up with to cover those wells so you're not holding food in bulk or anything such as that, to offer that grab and go prepackaged food product that still needs to be kept warm. You're able to not invest in a whole new piece of equipment, tearing out a well, putting in a heated base. These covers act as a heated base and work with our wells absolutely perfectly. On the flip side, as you see the safety shields right next to them on the right-hand side
Mm-hmm.
there, you can take those safety shields. They're great for the cashier area or anything such as, where a transaction is happening. But if somebody did have a buffet and now they can't have a true buffet, it's more of a served buffet, if you will, or
Right.
cafeteria style where the customer is being served. We've made our cashier shields, if you will, or our safety shields a little bit longer, put some ends on them to where if you picture in that same buffet setup, those shields can now block off the customer side. So
Mm-hmm.
they're being served to from the service side and not grabbing their own food as in a traditional buffet. It's worked out really well.
Yeah, and you guys really move fast on that. As we see manufacturers come up with ideas and whatnot to assist our customers deal with this crisis, you guys were one of the first to markets that we have seen, and with one, and then continue to just change the different variations available to help our customer base out. So that was fantastic, and that's much appreciated by us and by our customers. So thank you
Absolutely. I
guys for
mean,
doing that.
yeah, Hatco still, we're able to move quickly with our flexibility and the size of our company, and we really pride ourselves on that. And when we saw something so drastic as COVID and this pandemic really shifting our entire industry, we knew that there were areas that we could work in quickly and effectively to really help out the operators to stay in business as well as possible. And that was our goal is, essentially keep the food moving, keep people employed, keep it going out there.
Yep, absolutely. So a product on here I wanted to point out isn't necessarily the intelligent heated display case, which is gorgeous,
Mm,
but really the heated air curtain. Because I think that's a product that people know us for having those convenience store sandwich chutes, pizza cabinets, what have you. Where this is this is a great extension of that product. Where I don't want to steal your thunder, but we've seen awesome results for hold times, and it's I'll let you go from here. I mean, it's a great product, but I won't steal
It
any more
is.
thunder.
It's a fun product, as a matter of fact, since it's using a patented air curtain technology that we have in there, so you can't hear the unit really running. You can gently, when you put your hand in there to grab food product, you just feel a gentle circulation of the air in there. It's not heating the establishment because of how we have it designed. It recaptures the vast majority of that circulated heated air that's in there. And in circulating the air rather than radiating heat down from above from a cal rod element, anything such as that, or having conductive heat where a food product is sitting right on a hot surface, in circulating gently warm air around the food product, you still get those nice holding temperatures that are needed to hold that hot food hot. But we're increasing the hold time many times over. We're seeing hold times of an enclosed cabinet in this unit when it's not enclosed. This is open on the front for customers to grab and go with the product, any packaged product that's in there, and those really increased hold times that are on there. It's become a wildly successful and popular product with us, and a lot of our customers that we saw using those sandwich slides that we had come out with many years ago, and those have
Hmm.
evolved in their designs as well, have been moving to this unit. Just number one, the looks. It looks good. Nice LED lights for efficiency, lighting the inside of the cabinet itself, but with that gentle moving air and those extended holding times, this has been beneficial to all.
Awesome. The rest of it, of this brochure is going to cover a lot of products that, you and I can talk about at a later
Sure.
date. But I mean, obviously, we're well known for holding food, and we have so many different ways of holding food at Hatco. The one that I don't know that is listed on here, because this is brand new as far as the document goes. I don't think it is, but we have a different page for it. Is this guy?
Yeah, that's kind of
So
an
when you told me about this, I
undisputed.
was I was I was blown away because I mean, how simple, right? I mean, our heated shelves are used all kinds of different ways in all kinds of different applications. So the people could just have heated shelves from us laying around or not, and then just go and buy an inexpensive stainless steel heated shelf and attach it to a wire shelf to
Exactly.
create that to go piece that you guys invested so heavily in and made so beautiful, right? But if you're looking for functionality and you're just trying to get through and get by, this is an
Sure.
awesome idea.
And you're right. The people might already have all the parts and pieces to this puzzle. They may
Yeah,
have the wire rack. They may have the heated shelves. And if you don't, that's a small investment. But if they order the through shelf mounting kit, and
yeah,
it's
this little
just
guy right
some,
here. Yeah,
yep, the
yep,
proper threaded bolts that would go right
yep.
into where the legs were, and some washers, and it locks those heated shelves onto the wire shelves themselves, so they can mix and match and create and design their own. But we have had this request for some time, and once again, it was one of those things that we were finally able to enact, pull the trigger on, move forward. Due to the customer demand that was out there. And it
Right,
does the same thing as our heated shelf unit that we were showing before. Um, Obviously, with the heated shelves that are on there, they're each going to be individually controlled. The
right,
big difference with this compared to the unit we were looking at before, the unit that we were looking at before has one cord and plug
right,
that's supplying power to the whole unit, where this one, each one of the shelves is going to have its own cord and plug. So possibly need a couple outlets or something
right,
like that.
right. I'm guessing due to UL, we will not be sending power strip adapters.
You are guessing correctly. And if anybody is
Please
using
follow your
those,
local code.
I don't want to know. Somebody's
Yeah.
calling in. My shelves aren't working because of that. Oh, don't don't call me. As we all
No,
know,
this,
in reality, we see some pretty
yeah,
interesting designs and some takes out there in food service. We do what we can, being an
yeah,
ex-chef
absolutely.
myself, but there's some things you just don't do, and that would be
Yeah,
it.
right.
Don't use the polisher. Come on.
Well, no, I think that's a great idea to help people out. And right now, restaurateurs and food service operators in general are struggling with money and getting by. And maybe out of the COVID, they want to do something like a locker system or a much prettier heated shelf system. But
Right.
just to keep things going, if they
For now,
this
this could do it. This could
this
get them
could do what they
through.
want it to do. Right.
Exactly.
It's not as presentable maybe as you want it to be anything else, but it'll get you what you need to do as far as keeping food hot in a to-go type manner, or just being staged for whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good, better, best solution. You've got this
Hmm.
option available, and then you've got the heated
Yep.
shelf, better, and then you've got the lockers, which is the best solution. But yes, these all take a certain investment, and of course, with the good, better, best also goes the investment as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Brad, since you have this platform and
Mhm.
our attention, is there anything? Is there at least my attention? I don't know who the hell's gonna
Wow,
watch this video. I don't know.
exactly.
Yeah. You got my attention, Brad.
One view is my kids.
Is there anything out there that or about Hatco that you want to bring up? Any product that we might have just glossed over or didn't cover?
We've hit all the major new products really that
Okay.
we're focused on this year. I
Yep.
mean, our induction line has really taken off, and that line as well continues to grow for built-in or countertop units, singles, duals, cooking, holding. That line just continues to expand and become more and more popular. Take a look at it if you got time. Hey, go
Sure.
out to the Hatco website. That if you're having trouble sleeping at night, hit that thing, and for sure you'll be you'll be amazed at how beautiful the site is, and then you'll fall asleep. But
It is
it's
absolutely
incredible.
amazing.
We're always
uh,
adding products. Working for Hatco for 20 years this past December, I would have to say when I started there, the price book was probably a third as thick, meaning that's how many products have been
wow.
added in 20 years. It is increased significantly, and
Yep.
not only just the evolution of current products that we have had for some times, but also getting into different product lines, such as a deeper dive into more technical products, such as the locker systems, or into induction, anything such as that. But the evolution of food holding and now getting into that light cooking category as well has served us well. And we don't go into these things unknowingly. We do our research.
Yep.
We really have some great designers on our team to help us come up with practical, heavy duty, well functioning pieces of equipment. And from a chef's perspective, my perspective, that's how I always still look at equipment. I love the durability of the product, and that's what really sets us apart a lot of the time.
Absolutely. So you might notice over my shoulder, right
Mm.
there.
Yeah,
See
I
that
see
that
it.
that you know what that is, right?
It looks
That's
like
my
an electrical meter.
yeah, right. That's that electrical meter with the bulbs in it. So we got the Hatco
Yeah.
LEDs against the compact fluorescent, and then somewhere around here I got a Hatco halogen, which the
Mm-hmm.
LED replaces. So we'll have to. It's not plugged in, and I'm not set up for it, but we'll have to pull that off the shelf for one of these, and I'll just sit
Yeah,
here and just flick
absolutely.
switches, and we'll just watch the meter move.
Yeah,
And
or not move when you've got that LED in there. I mean, it's
right,
at a
exactly.
snail's
So
pace, and that's something too. That's Hatco's always been a customer-driven company. It's what customers really push us to get into, or think that we would be very successful as a partner with them in
yep,
manufacturing. We didn't want to get into light bulbs. That is for sure. That is not what we do. But with incandescence going the way of the dodo bird, and having a quality light source in a high temperature product, such as a heat strip, a glow ray, anything such as that, the LED bulbs that we now manufacture actually in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin at our plant, those just not only is the energy savings staggering on these LED bulbs, but their longevity compared to a
yeah,
standard bulb, it's hands down, it's a great product. So yeah, those go in quite a few pieces of our equipment as an option these days, and continue to get more popular.
absolutely. Well, Brad, I appreciate your time today. I am so impressed. You didn't swear once.
Well, it's not often that I have to actually wear a shirt with a collar. It's a real shirt too.
Oh no, come on.
I
That's
did
not one of
keep it.
those Dickies.
I cleaned up. I'm not going to stand up. So, you know, at least belly up. I'm well maintained, and
Right?
yes, I've got the filter on today. But clearly being from Hatco, it's almost lunchtime, and by lunch I mean
Right.
it looks like we're drinking it. So yeah,
Congratulations, way to go. Way to
there's
maintain. Yes.
certain standards that we have to be holding up
Yeah,
at Hatco.
COVID or no COVID, damn it. It's
Yeah, they started drinking more during COVID. I was like, well, now you're at my level. Welcome.
right. Welcome.
Oh, thanks for
Uh,
having me on, Justin. This was great. A lot of fun as always, and you guys are doing a great
absolutely.
job. Love to see this type of this movement forward, and just having a good time with it. And I
Yeah.
appreciate you allowing me into your world for a little while.
Absolutely. We'll have plenty to talk about when it comes to Hatco. As you said, that catalog is thick, and you guys continue to come up with
Yeah.
cool new products or just cool new ways of doing old products. So
Hmm.
we got a lot to discuss moving forward. So I appreciate you doing this. We'll see how it
Thank you.
goes once I get it all edited up. So it's mainly just me talking. And
Cut out the guy from Hatco. My God, put a smiley face sticker right here.
Right.
Take
Right,
off
it'll
the
be me
name.
talking and you pointing at your bottles the entire time. It's some sort of still shot.
Look at
Yeah.
that. I like drinking.
I want to thank you for joining us on this video. We plan on putting together a large library of videos moving forward regarding our manufacturers, their products, services available, and all things related to how we can better help our channel partners and the food service operators in the industry. If you have any ideas you'd like to see us bring up, anything to tackle, please let us know. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.